growing up, I really didn't have another woman to look up to with hunting or fishing. And now it's like there's so much support and there's so much inspiration, and it's just awesome. It's really awesome how it's changed.
Welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast, inspiring real women with a passion for fishing and the outdoors to go get their adventure on. Now, here's your host, Angie Scott and Barb Carey.
Welcome to another episode of the Woman Angler and Adventurer. I'm Barb Carey, and Angie Scott is in the house again. We hardly ever get to be in the same room, and so we're always excited and have to talk about when we're in the
Pretty
same room.
soon, Barb, we're going to have to stop saying that because people aren't going to believe us anymore.
I know,
because
we'll have to say that. Oh, we're not together.
Yeah,
You're usually in Florida chasing some kind of salt water, while I'm up on the frozen tundra, freezing
my preference.
my face off, but loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
So today we have a special guest, and very well known in the outdoor industry, kind of a media mogul pioneer, Jennifer Pudenz. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, and we've had her on once before, but it was way early on. I think, Barb, even before you joined on as co-host.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
BBC.
But it's great to do it in person with you guys. So thank you so much for having me.
We were talking a little bit about the show, and for those that have never heard of Jennifer, she her claim to fame in recent years has been the wonderful magazine called Adventurous. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about that for the people who may not have heard of it?
Yeah, so that's something I've just done on my own. I'm getting close to 5 years, I think, with it here. And it's a digital magazine, so it's all free, and that's something that's very important for me to keep it that way. And it's all women, so it's all outdoors and all women, focusing mainly on hunting and fishing, but lots of other activities and do-it-yourself stuff and, just about living in the outdoors. So
that's awesome. I know that I follow along, and I was happy a couple years ago to see that Brenda Meyer was Adventurous Woman of the Year.
Yes.
We actually did a show with her and talked about that, which won first place in the hunting category.
Oh, I didn't know that. I listened to the podcast, but I didn't realize it won an award. That's awesome.
I think it was the beaver part that did it.
Yeah, the dog toys, speaking of beaver.
I remember that too. Yes.
But that was an interesting story. So, once you hear the story, no wonder you picked her for that. But you have a lot of really good things like that going on for women. And
yeah, it's just I want to give women that deserve to be highlighted a place to be highlighted is my main thing. So
yeah, we have a lot in common that way then.
Yes, definitely. And also with I guess before Adventurous, I get tired of a lot of the media for women, articles would be just beginner or how to take your girlfriend or your wife fishing or hunting, And so I just wanted to be completely opposite from that and give women the credit they deserve, and how-to articles on actually helping and teaching them too. So
plus in starting at a level that they already know what they're doing and they want to reach the next level of skill.
Yeah. So I really like articles that, of course, if you are a beginner, they're going to help you, but also that they have, more skilled information in them. So it's not, dumbing it down for everybody. Even if you're skilled and already know some, you can learn something from it. And then also, I guess I'm just always curious and love learning more things. So I like to have a lot of variety on what's in the magazine. So snowshoeing or something, you're always can learn something new that maybe you've never done, or learn about something that's, in another area that you don't have, type of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know for me later in life, a friend of mine was into goose hunting, and then all of a sudden I said, okay, I'll try goose hunting. And that's the kind of thing that I would have never had a chance to do or even thought of doing unless I saw a friend or another woman doing it and thought, that looks fun, and
yeah. And I think there's a lot of things like that, just spark that interest for you, or if somebody else just, helps get that bug started for you. So.
Right. How did you get involved in hunting and fishing?
So I grew up around hunting and fishing. My dad's very avid bow hunter. And so I really grew up loving fishing, and then was always just around archery and hunting. And I've been shooting a bow since I was about 3 or 4 years old, and did a lot of 3D archery tournaments and stuff like that when I was younger. And so just kind of always been around it. And, other things in the outdoors, like my family has tall grass prairie, and we burn the prairie, and, hunting for mushrooms and, all sorts of stuff like that, and gardening. And I grew up on a farm, and, so just always have had that farm life and outdoor life. So
that's awesome. And it's like, I know when young people, I talk to young nieces and nephews a lot of times, and they're talking about career paths and stuff. I mean, the first question that I ask them, do you want to be inside or outside?
Yeah, that's a really good one to start with.
Yeah, because, there's something about, being outside, your work or your recreation, or just, my house is designed for a person that lives outside. You don't have to take your shoes off when you come in my house, because I'm running in and out all the time.
Yeah.
So living that outdoor lifestyle, I think that is really for me, I know. And it sounds like that's for you too.
Yep. That's kind of how my whole life has been. I've always had, farm animals and pets and everything too. And always been a big part of, wildlife and everything like that, and helping the wildlife we have, and keeping our land the way it is, and taking care of all that.
Yeah, that's time consuming too.
It is. It's very time consuming.
We talked a little bit before we went on the air, just trying to get an idea what some of your hobbies were, and I asked about trapping. And, speaking of Brenda, the former Adventuress of the Year, she recently took a trapping class, and was, because she likes sewing with fur and wearing fur clothes. She's like super interesting too. And I know some other people we talked to that had a kind of a nuisance animal that they had to trap. That's kind of something that you don't see a lot of women involved in, the whole trapping culture.
Yeah. So I do feel like it's slowly getting more and more like women into trapping, but I will give credit to anybody that traps. I think it's really hard, and I will admit it's not really my thing, but I do trap just for a nuisance type of thing. Like I have chickens and bluebirds that I protect. So I just trap a little bit around my acreage, but, it is a really hard thing. And I think you have to be a certain type of person for it. And I totally give them credit, but I think it's so neat how you mentioned sewing with furs, like so much of that stuff, like just all kind of ties together and comes full circle when it comes to the outdoors,
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of debate, I guess, in the world, with some people having opposing views or whatever, but really that's kind of how the world was designed.
Yeah. And I think when people are like that, they just don't fully understand,
Yeah. So what kind of fishing stuff do you come up? Are you a big ice angler?
Yeah, so I'm from southern Iowa though, so I'm like kind of the very south part of ice fishing, and we're not known for fishing there, but I absolutely love ice fishing. I grew up ice fishing when I was younger as well, and have really gotten into it again like the last 5 or 6 years more seriously. And that's been a big part of my life lately too, and keeps us really busy during the winter, of course. And there's so many people that get tired of winter, and we're like, oh no, it's warming up. Like this is going to ruin our ice. It just totally changes your mind and perspective on winter. That's for sure.
So do you get ice?
Yes,
okay.
We do get ice, but we're kind of at the very south part of it. And safety is a big issue, of course, everywhere, but always very much around where we are from.
So your season's probably shorter than most. Yeah.
Yep. So
what are the fisheries like around where you are? There's some good destinations that you like to?
Well, so I haven't really been able to travel for ice fishing. That's something I really want to do to get more variety and stuff like that. But from where I'm from, we just mainly have panfish, bluegill, and crappies. and then you'll catch, some bass or catfish, occasionally, but we're mainly just after panfish and fill up our freezer. That's what we do. And, so we are very mobile. We don't really, like trucks and four-wheelers out on the ice is not anything from around where I'm at. And so we just kind of go out there and don't even use a hut most of the time, and are on just ponds and small lakes. And
do you see a lot of other people while you're out there, or is it pretty isolated?
If we're on a small lake, yeah, we'll see other people and stuff. But a lot of times, like I said, we'll go on like ponds and stuff, and it'll just be, whoever I'm with. I'm usually with my husband and my brother. So yep.
That's cool. So you have a winter trip planned. You mentioned a winter trip you might be going on?
Yeah. So I'm really excited. It's kind of like my first women's event that I have had a chance to go to. And I think it's called the Ladies Midwest Meetup in January. I think it's January 24th to 26th at Hayward, Wisconsin. So I'm going there, and I think it's like 50 women. It's full, and I'm really excited about that. And that's what I'd like to do more of in the future is going to some of these women's events to meet other people.
What lake is that on?
Round Lake, or what is it? It's like Round Lake and Little Round. I think there's two of them right there.
Nice.
So yeah. And I guess there's a variety of a lot of stuff. So I haven't even, again, from Southern Iowa, I haven't even caught a walleye or northern or perch or anything out of the ice before. So I'm so excited to possibly, get something different out of the ice.
That'll be fun. So is that guided?
I don't know. We're just doing it in a big group, and Alicia Thompson's running it. So I think she's going to do some pre-scouting and maybe be our guide for it.
That sounds
and
fun.
I'm going to help with that. And we're going to do an Instagram takeover for a striker. Be just helping with that event. So
cool. That
very
sounds
excited.
fun.
Yeah, I love the Hayward, Wisconsin area.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I just got up into that area for the first time ever this fall, and absolutely loved it. So I'm so excited to return.
Cool.
Yeah, we're doing a big crappie thing in March on the Chippewa flowage right there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and that's a huge body of water.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, a lot of good fishing up there. They usually have quite a bit of ice. The problem you run into over there is all the snow.
Oh, yeah.
They get
that
dumped
sure
on.
does change things
It
with
sure
ice.
does. Yeah, I mean, it's hard getting around, that's for sure, when there's that much snow, and especially if there's that layer of slush. But
yeah,
it's a crapshoot every year. You don't know what you're going to get. So
you don't. So that's why safety first, for sure.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So then, after ice and we got spring, are you a turkey hunter?
I'm a huge turkey hunter, bow hunter for turkeys. So actually, I got the state record turkey for Iowa for a woman hunter this last
cool.
spring.
Awesome.
So, yep. And then for bow hunters overall, it was 4th in the state. So that was pretty amazing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, and that's a little bit of what I've been I don't usually get to travel and hunt, but I've gotten to travel just across the border to some other states for turkey hunting. So, and I'm up to 22 turkeys with a bow. That's a really big passion of mine. And, that's one thing, like for deer hunting, we go separate ways on our own, but for turkey hunting, we really do like a camaraderie thing. So like my husband and I, we hunt together and film each other. And so we've been we've done that for years, like the last 8 or so years, filmed each other, just for fun. And so we just started putting that on YouTube just to share it with other people. So
that's fun.
So yeah, my state record turkey was actually on video and
nice.
it's on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we'll have to get the link.
Yeah, what's the...
Yeah, so it's LongBeard BowHunters on YouTube.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah,
And you'll see that it
Put a
says
link to
state
that.
record by woman bow hunter or
Very
woman hunter or
nice.
something like that.
Very
Yeah.
Cool.
nice. Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that was an awesome surprise. I didn't ever expect that.
So when you're aiming at a turkey with the bow, where do you aim?
So that's a really, really big thing. And the biggest thing with turkeys is you want to follow up the leg, and as long as you're within the leg there, like even if you hit low in the leg, you'll still get it. But you usually don't want to be low. Like there's a saying, shoot 'em high, watch 'em die, shoot 'em low, watch 'em go. So you want to always follow up the leg. So that way you're not too forward, because if you get too forward in the breast, you're not going to find your turkey.
Oh.
So that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Follow up the leg. And then if you're high, you're double lung or spine. If you're low, your leg, and you're still going to be able to find your turkey and get another shot. Or if you're right on, they're going to just die right there. Pretty within distance. So
do you have any good wild turkey recipes?
Yeah, we do, like wild turkey and noodles, for the legs. And then for the breasts, we like to, slice them in just like long, I don't know, like 1.5 inch slices or whatever, and then marinate them in like zesty Italian dressing overnight. And then you can even wrap them in bacon if you want to. And then we grill them.
Oh,
so they're
that's
very good. Yeah. And then I'll also sometimes use, the breasts are so big, so you can have like, you know, easy, like 3 meals out of. So we'll also use that for like a stroganoff, and we'll just do like a bunch of different recipes to use up our breasts for a week.
Is that something that you have quite a bit of in your magazine there, is recipes and how to cook wild game?
Yeah, I usually try to have like a recipe or so, each issue. Cause I just, again, full circle with the outdoors, the eating what you catch or what you hunt is a big part of it. So I think food is a huge part to include.
That's awesome.
I love that you're the real deal.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, Angie.
You know, you're just, you dabble in all of it, and you're very knowledgeable. And, I love that we interviewed Elle Lindner a while back.
Yes.
And he brought up your magazine.
That was
and I was
amazing.
Like, that was so cool.
Yes.
So
it was amazing. He has been an amazing follower on the newsletter. I noticed that a while back, and I was like, oh my God, when I saw that. And, so it's been amazing to have his support.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a great newsletter too, by the way.
Thank you.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. And I've been, changing that up a bit and just started doing it monthly. And so that I can include a lot of like women events and, other blogs and stuff like that. I just want it as another source to like, you know, can kind of pull from everywhere on what's going on with women in the outdoors. So yeah.
It's awesome.
We recently spoke to Anna on Ice.
Yeah. I just met her last night for the first time.
Cool. Yeah. So we just kind of said how, you know, there's room for everyone, and supporting each other is such an important thing. And it doesn't matter who's going where with what, as long as you're getting out there and doing it. And
it is. The support is such a huge thing. And that's what I really do love about social media. There's positives and negatives, of course, to social media, but growing up, I really didn't have anybody else another woman to look up to with hunting or fishing. And now it's like, there's so much support and there's so much inspiration, and it's just awesome. It's really awesome how it's changed.
And there's always room for more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. We've never had a chance to talk before. So
yeah, you too, Barb.
You know what I think we should do is, I think that, you know, we talk to all these really cool, competent, skilled women. You know, we should always like follow up these radio interviews with an actual fishing event. Don't you think? Should we all just go fishing?
That would be really cool.
Let's go fishing.
Hey, there's a trout pond outside.
Yes.
So,
I would love that.
Yeah, we'll have to invite all of our former guests, and we'll all get together and do a resort takeover and go fishing.
That would be
fun?
neat. You know, as we were talking about before, like women events are just booming. And if you look, a lot of them are getting filled up fast, very fast. And so that's just so exciting to see.
Right. You know, and one of the things we're trying to do, we recently talked to Kristen Merwin, and myself and Angie sat down, and we're going to be adding a piece with Yvonne Brown about how to go about starting a group. You know, so I think a lot of people are willing, you know, but they don't really know where to start. And, you know, there is a big portion demographically in this country that's void of those. You know, that you got that whole, you know, Tennessee, you know, that whole section of the mid part of the country. Up north, we're doing great up here, you know, and I think down south in Florida and the saltwater stuff, they really got a lot of stuff going on. But
yeah, I feel like I'm from Iowa, and I feel like that is lacking there. But Wisconsin and Minnesota, I think, is definitely like doing amazing with that. And I wish I could go to a lot more events. So yeah, that's awesome to see that popping up more and more.
Yeah, there can't be too many, you know. I think the more the merrier, as far as I know. And you know what? I said this lots of times, but, you know, I just see how being outside and living a life outside changes people.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And it's all for the good. It's all positive, and it's just kind of makes your life into something that's has so much more meaning, I think, and so much more organic pleasure, you know, of appreciating nature and all the things around you and being in it.
Yeah.
Instead of being in it virtually.
Yeah.
Being in it for real.
Definitely. And it's always challenging yourself, and you're learning a lot more what you're capable of that you wouldn't if you weren't in the outdoors, you know. And then just mornings, you know, sunrises and sunsets and the wildlife you see and everything. Like, there's just so much that you would miss if you weren't outdoors.
It's stunning. You know, those are the things, you know, people, when they hear about fishing or hunting or trapping or any of these outdoor things, those are the most meaningful pieces of it are often not even discussed because they catch you by surprise.
Yeah.
And you're just in it because you're right there at that very moment. And you get to experience that just within yourself and be a witness to what just happened.
Yeah.
And that is life-changing.
It is.
And you can't put it into words.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I don't know how many times you're out in the boat at sunrise or something, you know, on Lake Michigan, and the sun's coming up over the big water or the ocean or whatever. It's just like stops you in your tracks.
It does.
Cool.
You know, and that's the thing with women, you know, there's ladies, your excuses are over because there's opportunities abound.
There is.
Take the first step
Yep.
and get outside. So I really want to thank you for being on the show today. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you, Barb, and thank you, Angie.
Yeah, it's
Really
great
appreciate
talking to
it.
you in person this time.
Yes, again, great to meet you guys finally.
Yeah.
We'll put links to the magazine, and if you want to share anything like this event that you're going to, just please
the
share it
YouTube
on
channel.
Our group page.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I'll give you the magazine, the website, and you can just get it at adventurousmagazine.com. And then also on there's a subscribe that's just free that we'll send a newsletter as well that has those events and other blogs and everything in them as well. So
Great, and I'll send you our events. You can put those
yes,
in there too.
definitely.
Yeah, awesome.
Make sure we do that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.